Good afternoon, everyone. I'm super excited today because we're here with Randy Tate, co-founder and CEO of AI investment, of an AI investment fintech company. And what's super interesting about this podcast is that he was a creator of an innovative solution for an innovative platform for which is AI driven, and we're gonna let him tell us a little bit about his mission for this.
Yeah,
Thank you
yeah.
so much, Randy.
Oh, Carolyn, thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here. And the reality is you said it pretty cleanly. We are a very simple to use platform that empowers. We empower everyone, not just institutions or billionaires or people with big jobs and things of that nature, but we empower everyone to preserve, protect, and grow their wealth. Now, there's lots of ways to go try and grow your wealth, then you take a lot of risk. There's also lots of ways to avert risk, but then you get no growth. How you do both is the secret. And so, what we're on the front end of is the democratization of of transformative technologies that are going to help people grow and protect their wealth over time. And that is our mission to empower everyone to preserve, protect, and grow their wealth.
I love it. I totally love it. It's actually, like I was telling you, it's something that I'm interested in personally as well, and it makes it so easy and a no-brainer, right? Um, Sorry, I've seen you a lot on YouTube lately. So there's been a lot of um, advertising, or I don't mean to call it advertising, but of sharing of information. And you've done a lot of podcasts you shared with me. Can you tell me a little bit about the strategies of iFlip?
Well, the way the strategy on the investment side, again, it's AI driven. And it's probably best to jump into a little. Let me give you guys a little bit, let me give your audience a little taste of what that really looks like. Obviously, we're not going to do math here today, but at the end of the day, it's math. And the way it works traditionally, let's talk about how it's worked since the 1980s. Since the 1980s, there have been algorithmic trading bots. Institutions employ really smart people to write mathematic algorithms that are designed to either predict risk or to time the market and do those kinds of things. The difference between AI and the traditional algorithmic world is that the algorithmic world, for their formula to change, for the machine to change, let me give you the best example I can. I could write an algorithm that says if Apple goes up by $1, buy it. I can program that into a computer. I can hit the button and hit go. And then every time Apple goes up $1, the computer will buy it. That is how it's been for decades. Here's the issue with that. The whole world now is getting bombarded with AI marketing messages by people doing just that. They're not doing anything different. They're just using algorithms. All of AI is algorithmic. All algorithms are not AI. It's a real big differentiator. One simple rule, and let me give you a quick example of how ours works, just in a simple overlay. We have algorithms also that are not AI. That's the first step. That algorithm, every single day, looks at that particular symbol and determines the risk threshold of owning it and makes a binary decision. It's going to own it or it's not going to own it. That's it. Here's where it gets very different. That algorithm reports to machine learning AI that's got 20 years of running history on it, 211 price indicators to determine the statistical likelihood of whether it agrees with the algorithm or not. If it agrees, it will allow it to execute. If it doesn't, it will not. So a human is not intervening. That emotion of human, that opinion of human has been removed from the equation. And the AI is the overseer of the entire system. Now, when you refer to the YouTube and the podcast and all that, we have a large YouTube channel. A lot of people follow us. We do lots of broadcasting. I do 10 podcasts a week with people because it's our mission to tell people that what they're being sold out in the real world is not necessarily what they're getting. And they need to be able to look under the hood and determine, is it just an algorithmic trader or is it actually AI? That's the big differentiator.
It's part
And
of
that's
that
that's how we work.
empowering definition, right? Good. Okay, that's interesting. Thank you for enlightening us with that, and making it simple also. I was wondering, Randy, can you share about your role and how it fits in at iFlip?
Yeah, I'm the CEO. I'm also one of the co-founders. And we have an interesting story. So I'll take 2 minutes and share. Hope this
Sure,
doesn't bore people, but
I love it.
the history of my background is an educator. My master's degree is in education. I spent 10 years teaching high school science, coaching football, and coaching wrestling. That was my passion. I love teaching. It's my favorite thing to do. However, there's a problem with teaching, particularly if you live in the state of California. One, it's overran with unions. Two, you're highly underpaid. And so I got to the point where, okay, let's see how else can I go help people? How can I teach people? What can I do? So I started my first company, ran it for 5 years, grew it substantially, big enough to sell it to a publicly traded company. That was awesome. So then I started getting invited to speak and teach on how to grow businesses. So I started doing that, built a little formula, built another company. That company, one of the customers of it, said, "Hey, we would love to hire you and buy what you're teaching." I said, "Okay." So I sold that company, started teaching the software company. So now I'm in the software space, teaching space, distribution space, software space. And then I met one of the other co-founders of this company. His name is Kelly. And Kelly got introduced to me by a mutual friend. And this is the interesting part that I want everybody on this podcast to hear. He said one sentence that created this whole company. He said, Wall Street passes all the risk of investing to Main Street. Now, mind you, Kelly has 30 years experience on Wall Street as a quantitative analyst, code writer, trader, investor, risk manager. He's been at places like Deutsche Bank, Tudor Jones, Morgan Stanley, all those kind of places. And I said, "What do you mean?" I go, I get what you're saying. And that's why I'm a real estate guy. I'd always been a real estate guy. I'm going to invest in real estate because it's dirt. I can touch it. I like it. And I feel like the Wall Street game is rigged. It's like, yeah, it is. And here's the question to ask yourself. If you think your institution, your advisor, your planner, which are all good people, this is not nothing about the people. It's about Wall Street. But if you think those institutions are investing the institution's money in the products they're giving you, the investor, on Main Street to invest in, then you really don't understand the game. They hide behind a handful of things. You've probably all heard these terms. One, you can't time the market. So you must invest and stay long the whole time because the market will recover. Everybody that's listening to this that's ever met with a financial professional has been told that. It's a lie. It's designed to keep your money invested so that the institutions can look and see what's going on and they can invest around you and use you to absorb the risk. That's rule number one. And so from that perspective, we started iFlip. I said, well, heck, we need to put you, Kelly, on everybody's phone and computer. I mean, Robinhood does it, but they don't help people. And so I said, well, how do we combat this? What do we do? He says, well, let's just build software that'll do it for them. And that's where we started. Back in 2017, we were running AI machine learning in 2017. No one even knew the term unless I think maybe the Will Smith movie was out back then about the crazy robot. But other than that, yeah, and Terminator. So we're not Terminator. We're not doing that. We're also, I want people to understand there's lots of differences in AI. Chat GPT, for instance, is a language model. Everybody can use it. Everybody has access to the same information. That is not proprietary. That is called open source or public AI. It's fantastic. We use it in other facets of our work. Our software is not a language model. It is not Chat GPT. It is mathematic. It is finance, and it is very, very proprietary. And so we build our own mathematical models and train them to do what? Time the market, which they say you can't do, and not always be in the market. Sometimes it's better to be in cash. Sorry, that was a long ramble.
No, that was amazing. Thank you for sharing these myths with us.
There's a
Um,
bunch of them.
so, with regards to AI sort of taking center stage recently, um, what major shifts are you seeing in your industry specifically with the advent of AI?
Yeah, it's quite interesting. The finance industry is preying on the trend without exercising the tool. Let that sink in. They're preying on the trend without actually exercising the tool. There's a lot of noise about robo advisors, AI trading, and they're hiding all of that behind basic mathematical algorithms
Mhm.
and some automation, but not a lot. They also move it into because the people will pray. We're getting 50% returns with our AI. It's proprietary to us. Come get our thing. We'll send you the signal. And it's all in Forex. It's in pink sheets. It's in futures. It's in things that are highly, highly volatile, which can work for a time. And then they don't work
Mhm.
anymore. And that is truly the function of it and how the industry will eventually get to where we are today because it's just too good to do it this way. We'll see. But right now, we have an industry that's preying on a trend
Mhm.
without actually exercising the trend itself. It's fascinating circumstance.
Mhm. It sounds like iFlip has the upper hand then. Like, has this fact impacted you at all?
Well, it's what I talk about all day long.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
our message. We want to empower you. We believe in things. We know long-term investing. So I always use the word investing, not trading. We're an
Mhm.
investment platform for the end user. We're a tool that they get to use. All we're doing is giving them technology to be able to participate in the market like an institution. This is the democratization of it. This
Mhm.
is this is the Netflix moment of this particular industry. And we've built the next generation and how it will eventually all work. Not
Mhm.
today, but in the next 10 years, this is how all the financial firms will be running, or they'll be left behind.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I was wondering, I think I know the answer to this, but what strategies or factors have contributed most to your platform's success? And how did it build visibility and your reputation? Because
Mm.
it seems like since I've known you, when you buy a red car, like say a red Kia, you see red
Now they're
Kias
everywhere.
everywhere. It's kinda like that for me. Since I met you, I did a little bit of research on iFlip, and I see iFlip all over the place, so I'm curious as to how you guys did that so fast, it seems.
Well, since 2017. So, all of those overnight unicorns took 10 years.
Mm,
They're
yeah,
not overnight. Um, so yes, I spread the word. I speak on a lot of stages at
yeah,
events all over the world.
yeah.
Uh, I do a lot of podcasts. We don't have a huge marketing budget. We're still small. We're you know, we're in the early stages of growth. Our customers only have around $80 million, which sounds like a lot, but in the finance world, that's not a lot of money. And, we're at 2,200, 2,300 customers, and we're just continuing to grow. What's happening though is people are starting to look for this type of technology,
Mhm.
and people follow us on YouTube. And then we send them little YouTube shorts to give them market updates. And then they try us out. Some try us out with $500 because as long as you got at least $500, you can let the smart folios, you can use the smart folios as a tool to manage it for you. They can do all the work on your behalf with you. You're doing it, but you're using AI, you're using the tool. And so that's the differentiator in what we're doing. And we're growing fast because people are searching for it. People are looking everywhere. That's just the nature of the game. And someday we maybe have our name on a football stadium or something. Everybody will know about us.
Yeah, exactly. And that's my next question, actually. Um, where do you see iFlip in 6 months to 12 months in the next bit?
Yeah, we're going to top 100 million in assets before the end of the year. We'll
Wow.
top 250 million by the end of next year.
Yeah.
And at that point, I'm a realist. I'm not trying to be Zuckerberg and own $1 trillion empire. Um, Probably around that point, somebody in either the finance or interesting in the software space or the some other space that wants to get into the finance self space might find us very attractive. Can you imagine if a tool like this got under the distribution umbrella of an Amazon or of an Elon Musk, what they could do to the world of finance if they had this kind of technology just in one press conference? And so I anticipate we will be acquired at some point after 2026. And my true preference in my heart would be that it's a non-financial services company or one that is really trying to do it different.
Yeah. Well, I want to thank you for sharing with us all of this information about your platform. I think it's extremely valuable, and I commend you for the IP of that. Um, you can all find out more about Randy Tate on LinkedIn. And his website is www.iflipinvest.com. Is there anything else you wanted to add, Randy?
Just one last little nugget for everybody else. Our mantra is to be better, less expensive, and easier to use. I spent this most of this time not talking much about the cost. Our software fee is $7 a month.
Yes, I saw that.
Whether you have $500 or $500 million for each account, $7 a month flat.
Yeah.
No trade fees, no commissions, none of that stuff. That's it. And come check us out.
Yes, definitely check him out. I'm definitely going to. Thank you so much, Randy. It was a pleasure and my honor to speak with you today.
Likewise. Thanks for having me here.
Thank you.